Afternoon for you. What are your feelings immediately after?
Yeah, we obviously wanted to win the game. We knew the game was going to be very tough, very close as well, for the way that they play. We created four big chances and a clear penalty, but we weren't able to win the game.
I want to talk about the penalty because I felt as I was watching it that the only decision was whether the ball was in play or not. Yeah. I didn't feel handball was even in doubt. It clearly looked like it.
Well, I just seen the reps. I think it's a clear intention to kill the ball inside, so it's a clear penalty. So I don't understand why it's not been given.
2 league games running now where you haven't managed to just find that little bit of magic or the final ball or the finish. That's frustrating because you're in a great position, but it could have been better.
It is, and we could have been better, but as well is what's happening all around the league to every single team. So, we have to improve and do better, and especially when you create four big chances like the one we have created, you have to put them away.
And you went through, all the options you have. You have more options probably in your Arsenal squad this season than you've ever had. Do you feel that all those guys are they in a position to just give that little bit of spark, or is there a bit of a dip at this time because there's so many games?
No, for sure they are, and so willing to do it. You have to produce that moment. We have produced certain moments. Credit to them as well, because they are very well organized and they disrupt your momentum in a really clever way as well all the time, and you need to cope with that. We knew that, and we tried to at the end find a goal, because I don't think we conceded a single shot again. But that's the margins, and we didn't find the way to win it.
My last question is, had Saka's header gone in? What a fantastic header that was. It's a great save as well, by the way. But Bukayo Saka with a kind of number 9 centre forward header is a great header.
Yes, it is. Or the big chance that Gabi has with an empty goal, or Declan as well, or Mikel Merino has as well. So, that's the moment that you have to put the ball in the back of the net and win the game. And unfortunately, we haven't managed to do that.
Thank you. Good luck at Inter. Thanks.
Yeah, what really stands out for me there is the fact that he says it was a clear penalty.
I wouldn't say clear. I'm not too sure about that. But obviously he's frustrated, and he's looked back. He's got a monitor in front of him. He thinks it's been handball. It's come off his shoulder, rolled down. But he's got to take into consideration all the people bumping and guys and all that sort of stuff. So I wouldn't have said it was clear. But I'm looking at the old school when I played, probably, and that would have never been a penalty. But maybe the rules have changed now, and it was. I don't know, but I would have been really disappointed if I'm Sean Dyche and that's given as a penalty.
Well, Ola Aina was the man at the centre of that controversy, and we can actually hear from him now.
There was a penalty shout for them in the second half. You were at the centre of it. What was your view of things?
To be fair, if they gave that a penalty, I'd be a bit shocked. I got, I felt a little nudge, so it touched me, but hands are by my side, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I think it was a right call.
Well, he thinks it was the right. I'm not surprised that Arteta said clear penalty and he said it was the right call.
Well, the thing is, sometimes you say there's one side and there's the other side, and then you meet somewhere in the middle.
The truth.
Or the ref's the middle. I don't know, but I mean, I can understand where Mikel's coming from one aspect of the fact that it looks like Olaina's arm moves a fraction kind of here. It like comes a little bit towards the ball. It's like his elbow tucks in. So that's the only part that you could maybe say. But I just think, again, he's being bumped from two different people. I just think it would have been incredibly harsh. We're talking about a title race and a relegation battle. I think you gotta win both. In that sense, you got to stay up. And I think Arsenal, if they're going to win this league, which they should do, they need to do more in the game and maybe not worry about that little moment, because I think they can do more in the game as well.
Yeah, disappointment from Arsenal, no doubt, as we just heard from Mikel Arteta. But on the other side, as Owen mentioned now, the relegation race, that's what Forest are looking just over their shoulder, given what happened earlier on in the day. Their manager, Sean Dyche, has reactions to this hard-fought point.
Sean, terrific point. You'll be delighted with the application and the focus and everything about the performance there.
Yeah, absolutely. You summed it up, really. Look, it's not easy playing against these sides. You've got to, the commitment is different. The commitment to score a goal, of course, is always there. You want to win games, but what about the commitment to the shape, the basics and the hard yards of the game? And I thought we did that fantastically well as a group. They still had a couple of chances, but, they're a top side and they're flying. But to get a clean sheet against them is very pleasing. We've had a couple of moments ourselves, but it's hard to open them up, as they've shown all season.
And your goalkeeper has made an outstanding save there from Saka's header. That's terrific stuff.
Yeah, I'm pleased for him because you know, it's a lot of noise about their set piece as well. I thought he did well on that, and the group did. But that's a great save because it comes over. I think it's Murillo's head. He sees it late, but has a good spring and gets fingertips to it. So that was a big moment, of course. But we had a big moment ourselves. Touch and go penalty. You know, he's in mid-flow. He gets pulled. He's falling into the box. I think that's a tight one. I know you're going to mention that. I think football. We've got to be careful with that. If people think that's a penalty, I don't know. It wasn't given. I'm pleased it wasn't. Because this handball thing is a bit of a weird one at the minute, as we all know, and that would be incredibly harsh for me if that gets given.
Well, for sake of clarity, I thought it was. I thought he controlled the ball with his arm. My doubt was, is it in play or not? But
you can see he's got a nudge in the back from our own player, but you can't get a nudge in the back and control everything. I just think we've got to be really careful. Everyone knows that. I know it's a massive debate about handball at the minute, but if they start getting given, we've got to go, hang on a minute.
Sean Dyche there praising his players as well for their commitments and keeping the shape today. What could have been a 9-point gap at the top of the table is not right now. And I want to look at the next couple of fixtures coming from Arsenal because it's very, very interesting, the games that they have coming up. And we could see a very different looking top of the table.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they've been brilliant in the Premier League and the Champions League, but you think about Inter in the Champions League, a very good side, top of Serie A. Then you got United, who under Michael Carrick have been terrific. You think about Leeds away, Chelsea, Sunderland. You know, they're not. I mean, they're not guarantees, so that's why the United game is massive. Today, I think a draw's fine, don't you think, Ray?
Yeah, absolutely.
Take the point. If you win at home against Man United, then you're back in a great position. Still 7 points at the moment. I know Villa play tomorrow. They're in a good spot, Arsenal. They just got to continue on the run.
Yeah, there are
of course you want to win every game, don't you? Yeah. I mean, and that's why he's disappointed. Mikel Arteta has been used to winning games of football. But you look at it as well, he's got another point on the board, away from home. So Man United game is going to be huge, though, because how well they play today. Can they do that again at the Emirates? It'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, some tricky games to come. What's your thinking in terms of that Manchester United game you said at the Emirates? They've got to get a victory.
There's always been a lot of rivalry between both teams. Yeah, even when I played, it was always a real feisty game. But the way Manchester United played today was amazing. You know, the crowd was absolutely unbelievable. The atmosphere was brilliant, and, you know, it's going to be a hell of a game. And
the gap could be even smaller because Villa play tomorrow. From all of us here on Premier League Live, it's been a wonderful Saturday in your company. We will see you tomorrow for more live action. But
from the celebrations, just what this point means to Nottingham Forest. How big does it feel up against the league leaders, and particularly with West Ham winning earlier as well?
Yeah, of course, difficult game. Arsenal, top of the league, so I think we gave 100% for a good result. Everybody did everything, and yeah, really happy. Of course, it's only 1 point, but it gives a lot of confidence for the next games.
How aware were you of West Ham winning earlier?
I knew it before the game. I don't know the other players, but yeah, look, this is a football. We only need to see to ourselves, and look, last week we won there, so it's good, but we need to keep going. And like I said, today we won a lot of confidence, but next week there is another difficult game. So look, we keep going, and hopefully next week we can win this game in Brentford.
For you personally, you're only the second goalkeeper this season to keep a clean sheet up against Arsenal, along with Alisson. That must be a nice feeling.
Yeah, of course, keeping a clean sheet is always nice, but I think if you sum the whole team and my defense, how they defend today was amazing. So yeah, if you not concede, it's always easier to win. So yeah, I'm really happy, and we need to keep going like this.
It must be positive for you to be back starting in this team as well. How strange has it been to find yourself on the bench this season after being such a main part of this team last year?
Look, this is football. I was injured, and they won that game. So yeah, the Gaffas told me like he wanted to keep going with the same team. So I always was working
in the Premier League.
Yeah, of course, we need to have confidence. I think, like I said, we need to look to ourselves, not to the other teams around us or under us, and try to take the points for sure at home, because like today the support was amazing. So yeah, next home game we need to keep going and voilà, give the supporters what they deserve, because they were last year amazing, and this season so far as well.
Well done. You're today's player of the match. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Cheers.
Player of the match contribution from Matt Sells today, talking about how he's very happy to be back in the team. Well, they were happy he was there, especially for that critical moment. He made some big saves today, but most importantly, that one from Saka.
Yeah, I mean, he had a fabulous season last season. This season's been a bit tricky.